So hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Divine Grace Corcio, and I'm entrepreneur, coach, and founder of digital consultancy and services. So today it's a very special day because I have a special guest. Tina is one of our client, and then she is also a seller in Amazon, also in Etsy. Um, Other platforms, in e-commerce. So she will be here, to share her experience, how she started, selling online. And yes, so hello, Tina. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Yeah. Can you tell us, a little bit, how you started selling online, and how to be an online seller?
Yeah, so I started selling online many years ago, just doing eBay. And I was working full time cutting hair, and we just used eBay to get rid of things around our house and just extra fun money. It was not intended to be a business. It was just for fun. And then we got into watching some YouTube videos and getting in Facebook groups for eBay and realized, wow, people can really make money doing this. So then we used it to actually try to make $300 a month at the time. We thought, oh, we could make our car payment doing eBay. And so that's what we were doing. And then that slowly trickled into us selling on Amazon, and then later creating an Etsy store and doing private label. It just expanded into our full-time income to where my husband and I actually left the workplace.
Oh, nice. So right now you are on already full-time selling, so you're not working anymore.
Well, I am full time selling and have been for 4.5 years. But
Oh.
I actually, honestly, did just take a very, very part time job through the summer months. I miss the interaction with people a little bit. I actually missed a little bit of what I did for a living, which was cutting hair. So I have been working about 10 hours a week cutting hair on the weekend, very part time. Um, just to get out there and meet people again and talk with people because I started to miss it, being home all the time and not having human interaction.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so that's very nice, no? Even me, I also doing full-time selling online, and then yeah, once or twice a week we go out, with my husband. So is it hard to start selling on Amazon? Because they are telling us that Amazon is very already saturated, a lot of competitors now, and even Amazon is our own our own competitor. Yeah, so is it hard, to start in selling?
um, I think it's hard when you don't have previous experience. And I think it's hard even when you do have previous experience because it's new, you know, and I just didn't find myself to feel like I was a quick learner. I think it depends how quickly you learn. If you already were selling on eBay and had an idea about how to source and find things, if you already were watching YouTube videos, getting a little bit of a head start. But yeah, with anything when it's brand new, it is a little bit hard until you do it. Once you do it, you learn by doing.
Okay. So how you sell on Amazon? So do you do private label, FBA, or FBM?
All of it.
Yeah.
I do have some private label items that are my own brand. I do retail arbitrage and I do online arbitrage, which your followers probably know that's going into either a retail store or shopping online. And I do a mixture of all of those things. I do sell a bit of merchant fulfilled
Mhm.
because I have space here in my home to keep things. And usually it's items that are off season or slower selling items that I've pulled, or items that maybe are a little bit bigger that I actually make more if I sell it fulfilled
Mhm.
by merchant. And they're usually items that I'm the only seller, so I have no competition. But the
Mhm.
bulk of my Amazon is FBA. I prefer sending it out and not having it here because I work from my home. So I
Mhm.
don't want those things here.
Yes. Yeah, because Amazon FBA, it really helped us, to have more time, to do other things because Amazon is the one who's doing packing, shipping, and sending the inventories or the orders to our customer. So Tina, can you give us, like how much investment you started when you started selling on Amazon?
Amazon. This is actually one of my most favorite stories. I don't even think I've told you this story before, but when I was transitioning from doing eBay and going into Amazon, I knew I needed some supplies and some things that I didn't need for eBay. Like I needed behind me here, I think you can see it in the video. We all need our Dymo
Mhm.
label printers. I needed a scale to weigh boxes. I needed bags to put things into. So just the very bare minimum is what I started with. I didn't feel I needed anything more than that. And at the time, I was working here in Las Vegas at one of our local casinos as the barber. And one of my clients was Celine Dion, the singer, her husband. His name was Renee. And Renee was my regular haircutting client, and mostly I shaved his face. And he used to tip me very generously. Every 2 weeks, he used to tip me $200. He'd give me two $100 bills. And what I used to do with that money was put it in an envelope because that was really above and beyond a normal tip from a client. And my husband and I used to take an annual vacation with all that money. Then I decided to use that money to start my Amazon business. So his $200 that he would give me every week is what I used to get going. So I invested about $800 of it to get it rolling. And since I still was working a full-time job for 2 years, I did not take any income from Amazon. I worked full-time and my job paid my bills. And I kept rolling over 100% of my Amazon paychecks back into Amazon.
Oh, that's nice.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I love Celine Dion also.
Yeah.
That's my dream to see her, live. So yeah, that's very nice. That I think that is also the good thing. If you have like full-time job, you still can do Amazon as a side hustle. And whatever like what you are doing, um whatever you are getting from your Amazon, you will not take the profit, but you will reinvest it to Amazon. Because that's also what I noticed to other sellers. It's like they already expecting the profit immediately when they are doing FBA, but they this is the different of the Amazon, in FBA, in arbitrage. It's about building the inventories, and then when you have that inventories in Amazon, and that's the time you will get sales, and then Amazon will ship all your inventories to your customers.
Yeah, it
Yes.
does make it nice. And once you start sending it in and the money starts coming, and if you are in a position to roll over all of it, I think that's where some newer sellers get frustrated, is
Mm-hmm.
because people tend to show such grand numbers on Facebook groups.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing this a year and I make this much money, and I think it gives people sometimes a false impression
Mm-hmm.
of what is really achievable, and even in your first year. And of those grand numbers that some of these people might post, you don't know if they're possibly in debt because of that. You don't know if they took out loans to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what their bottom line is, of what
Mm-hmm.
they're actually profiting and taking home. So I think sometimes new people get big eyes and big hope when they're looking at other people boast about their numbers, because not everybody's numbers are going to be the same. And I feel like a lot of people just need to be more realistic about what you're
Mhm.
going to achieve with Amazon. And of course, you can make a full-time living off of it. We've been doing that.
Mhm.
But I've never been one to, boast false information about Amazon. And I think that would be the message that I would want to give newer sellers
Mhm.
is, just take your time and learn and roll over all of your profits in the beginning if possible. You're not going to start an Amazon store and in 6 months make enough money to leave your job. I mean, it's possible, I suppose, but it's not realistic for the majority of us.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah, even in my own experience, I started also in $150, inventory. But it's very slow, and then I saw how, the more you put investment in Amazon, the more you will get, profit. Yeah, and I'm still investing, monthly. And the same time I have my agency, VA services, so that is my main source of income that I'm putting it in my business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The beauty of doing, these work from home and selling on Amazon is because it does still allow you time
Mm-hmm.
to, like I do also do Etsy and eBay, Amazon
Mm-hmm.
being the main source of my income, but it
Mm-hmm.
still does allow you to have lots of different sources of income. I
Mm-hmm.
do also have some KDP books online. I do have some merch shirts online. I spend very little time in the year doing those because it's a time issue. Honestly, I only have
Mm-hmm.
so much time to do so many of the things. But the
Mm-hmm.
great thing with, like, say, KDP and the merch shirts is I still make monthly checks, monthly income off designs and work that I did even 3 years ago of
Mm-hmm.
things that are still selling now. It's very small. I mean, that's the smallest part of my income. Like, I maybe make 500, 800 a year on those things, but hey, it's royalty money. it
Mm-hmm.
just it just comes. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So when you are doing your, sourcing, because um like what you said, you have also, like part-time job, and then how do you, make your, time in sourcing or finding products to sell on Amazon?
Well, now it still always has a level of being hard, right? No matter how many years you've been doing it, but it's so much easier than in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I can spend far more than I even have to spend. So, I mean, it's easy enough for me to find. I could spend thousands if I wanted to. It has gotten a lot easier of finding things. So for me, how I spend my time is I do a replenishment model. So there are some things that I constantly monitor. And as I'm getting ready to go out of stock, I just buy more. So I have things like that. I have wholesale accounts with the same idea of items that I continually sell that I keep ordering from my supplier if they have it in stock. That's been the struggle lately, is since COVID and the supply chain, is oftentimes my suppliers don't have it anymore, don't know when they're going to get it, or it may be months from now that they plan on having it in stock. So these are roadblocks that I hit. And then when I've already done all my replenishment orders of wholesale and things I get at Walmart, I then like to check stores for the weekly sales, Walgreens or Target. There's just so much inventory out there to be had. I go to TJ Maxx or Burlington, when I have time, because I have a lot of home deliveries that come. I do a lot of online sourcing, but it's gotten to where it's pretty easy to go out and find product. I can go in any store and come out with one thing at least.
Yes. Yeah, because right now we have other tools, that we can use online, like Keepa, SAS, Revseller
Yeah.
app, So those are the tools that will help you, to check
Yeah.
the the sales per month, competitors, how much your competitors, and the profit that you can get in that um listing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I do use the tool. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't buy anything without
Mm-hmm.
checking Kiva unless they are sometimes wholesale or bundles that I do, those I base off my gut and experience and comparable listings. But yes, other than that, I use keep a graph for sales history, competitors, how many they have in stock all the time. I
Mhm.
wouldn't buy anything without checking Keepa.
Yes, yes. So, do you have or do you use a virtual assistant, in your business?
Well, that's how I found you. I was really seeking to have
Uh-huh.
a virtual assistant just because I needed help. As I mentioned earlier, there's not enough hours in the day to do all the things.
Mhm.
Um, so I have used virtual assistants for experimenting with listing things on Facebook Marketplace. I used List Perfectly for a while, and List Perfectly does not link to Amazon. List Perfectly,
Mhm.
for those that don't know what it is, will help you cross list your items that you have on eBay also onto other platforms like Facebook Marketplace and Poshmark, Macari. But since the bulk of my stuff was on Amazon, I had to have the VA duplicate those listings into the List Perfectly software. So I then could push it to eBay or Etsy or whatever other marketplace I wanted to assign it to. So a VA is great for helping you create these listings to cross post. Because that just takes so much time. So I could spend a day doing that, or I could spend a day packing and getting a shipment out. So
Mhm.
it was great. It was budget friendly to have them doing that work while I was sleeping. I
Mhm.
would wake up because we're in different time zones, and I would wake up to that work being done. And while I was having coffee, I would push those items that they put into the List Perfectly for me onto the other platforms. Um, Probably my most favorite VA that I used with you. That I plan on using her again. It's just someone I don't need all the time. Was the VA that did graphic design,
Mhm.
because I do some private label items, and she designed for me some fabulous designs for product label and just for some digital content that I wanted to sell on Etsy. Um, so yeah, I liked experimenting with using the VAs for different things and finding what didn't work for me. But it's really exciting, the things that VAs can do.
Yes, yeah, because it's like it duplicate our time, when we are busy doing things, they are the one who can help us, in other things, and then also the good thing is it's more cheaper, the salary, because the virtual assistants are from the Philippines. Yeah, so and it also help us also help them, because until now we are still in the pandemic, and we still have a lot of Filipinos that are still struggling finding new jobs, and it's more for them, it's more safer, to work from home, becoming a virtual assistant.
Yeah, and the great thing is what I had struggled with at first is I thought, how can I ethically pay somebody so low? Like you couldn't live on that in
Mm-hmm.
America, right?
Yeah.
So what so once I realized that that is a great wage for them and that they're
Mm-hmm.
able to work from home, and it's just the difference of the cost of living from one country to the other.
Mm-hmm.
So what I was paying a VA is less than what I would spend on groceries for the week, is what it would cost me for the whole month for a VA. And for them, that would pay all their bills. And
Mm-hmm.
that's fascinating to me,
Yes.
and so then it makes you not feel so bad because
Mm-hmm.
they're happy to have that. That's great. And it's great for us because we couldn't afford a full-time American at the
Mm-hmm.
salary that they would need to survive, to help us with our business in doing the work the VAs do,
Mm-hmm.
or else we wouldn't be able to take our paycheck from Amazon. So it's great.
Yes, that's true. Actually, right now, the exchange rate in the Philippines is 52 pesos, $1 is equivalent to 52. So it's more higher. Yes, 52.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, and it's really a good, how you can help other people, especially in the other country, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm. So I think those are my questions for you, Tina. So, before we close this, do you have any, tips or advice, to for the new sellers, or you know, wanted to start selling in Amazon? So, so
As far
they
as
can.
go, I did not use a VA in my early selling journey, but I
Mhm.
did used to buy product lists. But now what's out there for people is so much more vast and broad, and so many more people to help teach you and help grow your businesses than when I first started in 2014.
Mhm.
So as far as like with yourself and your service, if I was a newer seller, I would use your VAs to help me find profitable items, because that's the hardest part in the beginning is,
Mhm.
what can I sell, what does sell, what things are profitable. And
Mhm.
so I think just getting a leg up and having someone help you find products is something that I would suggest a new seller to do. And not worry about focusing so much on getting ungated, but
Mhm.
just start off with selling the things that you can. And
Mhm.
then once you really get a hang of things, work on getting ungated. I would also suggest for newer sellers, as soon as you can, start off with getting Inventory Lab and Keepa, because they are very important to have. And just watch a lot of videos out there. There's so many great videos on YouTube. I
Mhm.
even have a YouTube channel and a Facebook group.
Yes. Yeah, so you can also visit Tina's YouTube channel. So she posts also a lot of things, about how to sell online, how to do product research, listing, where to go. Yeah, I'm also watching your YouTube channel.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. And
My
also,
personal is bundles. I love doing bundles. I
mhm.
haven't really taught much on that, but I think I may do that next. But that's what I really love.
Yeah, yeah, because it in bundles, it will help you to save like cost and shipping and more higher profit margin, when you sell on Amazon.
And for me, it's the high profit margin and no
Mhm.
competition. I don't
Yes.
have to compete for the buy box because I
Mhm.
always have it.
Yeah, yeah, I love that also. Yeah, and you can also I think I will add the link of Tina's YouTube channel in the description box, and also the also I will add the link of the Tina's group, private group. Is that a private group or group
Yeah, yeah.
public?
It's not public, it's private.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so you can guys join there and learn, how to sell online. Mhm.
Well, thank you for having me today. I
Uh,
appreciate
yes,
you.
thank you very much also, Tina. Yeah, Tina has been our client also since last year,
Mhm.
and then yeah, and then also we really want to help also other sellers, because in Tina's group, we offer private, services also for virtual assistant, especially if you are new. We will give you something that it will really helps you, without any cost. Yeah. And I think also for the new sellers, it's very important, that what you are doing, because it's not like you're gonna pass to the VA what do you want to do. You need to educate first. You should know also what you're going to do in your Amazon, and then a virtual assistant is only a helper, for you to make it more easier and faster your work. Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you very much again, Tina, for having you here in my YouTube. I'm so grateful to have you here because, I have a lot of also viewers that are sellers and they don't know how to start. And this will be a good, video for them to watch.
Yeah. Good.
Thank you very much. God bless. Bye bye.